This is Jet with Pop Austin Media, and I got a special guest, a cloned person going by Archbishop Roger. Is that correct, Archbishop Roger?
Correct.
Is it Roger or Rogers?
Rogers.
Rogers, okay. Archbishop Rogers, he's another Illuminati representative and another person that debunks conspiracies or proves them right.
Correct. Archbishop Jeffrey he's going through some conscience transfer for right now, and he will be in the consciousness of our new artist by the name of Chris J. Juckin.
He's in his consciousness now, so y'all hear that. So any questions, ask Chris J. Jacken and not Archbishop Jeffrey, or you can ask Archbishop Rogers. So let's get to these topics, man. I have a lot of things that I want to ask Archbishop Jeffrey, but we're gonna ask you. So let's get to I hope I say his name right. Sidhu Moose Wala.
Correct.
He had a lot of beefs out and where he was. I don't know exactly was. Correct me in the comments once we put this out. But he passed. Not too long ago. Was it 2, 3, 4 years ago maybe? Speak on this. Was he a sacrifice? Because he was huge, and his name still lives on.
A lot of the times when successful artists pass away, we are very closely knitted and in tune with the prominent political figures. And those prominent political figures often work for us or with us. We have several clones that we've put in position in these political high ranking positions. And Sidhu Moose Wala was an individual who was starting to garner a fan base that was extremely cult like, a fan base who supported him with utmost authority in terms which he could potentially make it into politics. And with us knowing that he was rising and interested in joining politics, and him being an individual who wanted to lead people in a positive direction and help communities. You see, our system is based on for people to lose and not to win and make it. So when we have individuals such as Sidhu Moosewala, who speaks on revolution, who tries to get into certain rooms and certain positions that we don't have planned for him, we have to get rid of them, such as a Tupac. And, and that is pretty much what we did to Sidhu Moosewala. He was simply a assassination and a sacrifice for his country. A lot of times when you see these major events happen, such as the shooting in Maine or uh, major shootings, the the high-ranking officials are making sacrifices to certain deities so that they can boost the economy of their city and tour sites and things of that nature.
It's like the movie The Purge, basically right in front of our eyes.
Correct.
It's crazy. Okay. So, okay, next topic. So, Pimp C. There's rumblings that I've heard throughout time that Pimp C had a segs tape with Beyonce. And
Okay.
people are saying that because of that and him outing a lot of the industry and saying different things that you guys got him out of here. And it was more of lethal injection and it was an overdose from lean, as they call it. So, what do you have to say about those theories of Pimp C? Was he something that you guys did, or was that just something of his nature?
The Prince family is very so much like, we work very closely with them and they help us take out certain individuals who we use for sacrifice for artists. For example, they helped us take out artists such as the Mo3s, the Young Dolphs, the King Vons, A lot of the Prince family works very closely with us, not specifically with us, but with the officials that we have elected into office. They work closely with them. We pass the message down to them, and then they pass the message down with Jay Prince, the Prince family, and then the Prince family carry out certain things that we would like to happen to other people. For example, P. Diddy, he helped us. We passed the message down to certain officials in uh, New York and Las Vegas, and then they relayed the message to P. Diddy. My apologies. We relayed the message to P. Diddy, and then he relays the message to certain street associates that will handle things that are necessarily too small and belittling for us. So that is what happened with Quincy. He was doing things such as having, you know, when there's a slave plantation and you have slaves on the plantation who, if they talk, if they we see them talking to each other, or if they know how to read or write, if they if 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 they do anything such as assemble, we we essentially unalive those who do the assembling. So with Pimp C, he was a slave. If you guys are familiar with the slave days, the way the slaves communicated when they couldn't communicate or learn how to read or write, or revolutionize or get out of their situation, they would sing, they would create hymns, and that is how they communicated rather than and express themselves rather than learning how to read or write or learning how to assemble for revolution. And that is the same exact thing that happens today. The rappers in the black community are essentially slaves, and they communicate because they can't get out of their situation. They communicate through the music. And Pimp C was one of the individuals who wanted to teach people how to assemble and revolutionize. So what we do is people like the Prince family, we relay the message to them, or we relay the message to certain city officials or political officials who will then relay the message to the Prince family, and they will then take care of our dirty work. It's one of the 48 laws of power is keep your hands clean and don't touch. Keep your hands clean and make other people do the dirty work for you. And that is essentially what J. Prince family is for us.
No blood on you guys' hands.
No blood on our hands, and everyone wins, everyone is beneficial.
Okay, so next topic. So Diddy, the allegations towards Diddy. What's going on with that? And did you guys help clear his name? Because he's almost like the Joker now. He's the hip hop Joker. They're calling him.
P. Diddy, we love him very, very much. He works with us. I was actually one of the men that he let sleep with his wife. We often do these favors where I let him sleep with my wife, and he lets us sleep with his wife or his many women that he has dealings with, and that was simply what that is. And we own a lot of with we owe him favors just as he owes us favors. So he's done favors for us, such as helping us assassinate Tupac. He helped us assassinate Biggie Smalls. He's offered and sacrificed many people to us. So these allegations that came out against him, since we own the police, we own the cities, we own the land, we were able to sweep these allegations under the rug for him. But P. Diddy is he indeed practices everything that we practice. We love to practice ghettophilia, ghettophilia. We didn't say the other word that you guys ghetto-philia. Okay. Um, rain. We do a lot of dealings inside the rainbow. We love running the rainbow. Um,
Murder,
murder.
allegedly,
You know,
red rum.
red rum, and that's what he helps us with, and we really love him for that. Although we did have some minor disagreements where he wanted to take control of a few take control of a few sectors and gain a little bit more power than we were willing to give him. So we just had to spank him and show him that we really do run a lot and stay in your place, monkey.
All right, next topic. Matthew Perry. He
Yes.
was Chandler from Friends. He was probably my favorite character. So, was he a sacrifice from the success from Friends? His syndication was big.
Yes, we're actually running a ritual. It's an initiation process we're going through with the world. We're putting the entire world into a ritual right now. So I'm not gonna tell you exactly what the ritual is, but I'm gonna make a lot of connections for you. So Matthew Perry drowned, correct?
Correct.
He drowned in the water, and that was his rule of passing. That's what the autopsy ruled for his death. And think of this: we have a very popular song called "Water" right
I was gonna
now.
ask you that. Is there? That's kind of crazy.
We have a very popular song. He drowned in water. His breath was taken. His soul was taken. And you know, we call it the water ritual. We won't reveal what the ritual is for yet, but we have a very popular song by one of our plants. Her name is Tyla. It's "Water," and she says, make me water, take my breath,
Make me hotter.
make me hotter, and you know, I'm gonna make another connection. If you think of the Super Bowl that's coming, it's coming on the death date of Whitney Houston, and she as well drowned in water. And yes, he was a sacrifice. Our months of November and October, those are our sacrifice offering months, and in December is our harvest month where we collect and we celebrate. We don't collect yet. We don't collect until January, but October, November is our sacrifice and harvesting month, and then we celebrate in December, and then we collect everything in January, the top of the year, and then we plan the entire year out after that. So with Matthew Perry passing, there are so many connections with his passing that I would have to go very, very deep in. It also goes with, Drake dropping his album, and a lot of the times when Drake drops an album, we often sacrifice someone around that time. If you think of the war was also very prevalent in the algorithm in the months of October. So those was he was part of our sacrifice and offerings to our deities that we worship. Indeed. But he agreed. So anyone who feels sad or sorry for him, please don't, because he agreed. He knew that this day was coming. He knew that we had to line his numbers up with the correct rituals and the correct sacrifices. So if you look at the pictures, his last pictures he was posting. If we go to his pictures and you look at the moon that he put into his pictures. He had videos of the moon put into his pictures. He put a crescent moon into the sky in his final pictures before he passed. And if you look at that crescent moon, it is very similar to the moon that the Baphomet. If you look up the Baphomet and you see the crescent moons on both the top left corner and the bottom right corner, you will see that the crescent moon is there with the Baphomet, and he points to both. And that is, Matthew Perry had already agreed to these things, so no need to feel sorry for him.
He had the biggest show of all time. So last one was Left Eye. Was she a sacrifice? Lisa Left Eye Lopez. She was part of the biggest girl group of all time.
Correct.
TLC.
As far as Elisa Left Eye, she indeed was. Her entire group was. They were fed up with the
payments they were getting.
the requirements to be involved with the dealings of our demonic music industry, and they wanted out. There's only one way out of our brotherhood slash sisterhood, and that is blood by blood. So they elected Lisa Left Eye to be the sacrifice for their exit out of our hold, and we agreed. And they were paid heftily to leave, and they didn't get their souls back, unfortunately, because you can't get those things back. But we appreciate Lisa Left Eye, and she left a good mark on her group, and she made us a lot of money, and made the devil rest her soul.
Very interesting. I had to ask about that one. She's like one of my favorites of all time. Well, it's good having you, Archbishop Rogers. Let Archbishop know that Jeffrey, that, we send our condolences. This is Pop Austin Media. This is Jet. And hit that like, subscribe, and hey, we signing out.